Hello Seekers, thank you very much for joining me once again today for episode 6 of our Explorer Survey mission in the Forbidden Lands. And where we left off last time, we had come to this hex here. We found that there was a small deposit of gems, just a deposit of 2 gems. We do not have a pickaxe or anything with which to extract that, but we were able to complete the site survey. But in the process of completing the survey, there is a complication, which is that we ran into some trolls, and we were not able to successfully scout the trolls. So the trolls are at a short range from us, and we were also not able to sneak away. So we are having to engage them on the battlefield here. So we do have the battlefield set up, and we've got some trolls. And these are not exactly the most representative standees, because I'm sure the trolls in the Forbidden Lands do not have cyborg-looking accoutrements, and they don't have some kind of energy staffs or something like that, but they'll do the job for now. They are somewhat trollish looking. And I do have a little bit more representative mini for Deedlit here. It's not quite chainmail, but she does have a pretty armored appearance, and she has a sword, even though the sword is a little bit broken there, but it'll work out okay. And so, yeah, then we still have Rab over here with his whip. And this time we have the lightning fast ability with Deedlit, so she is going to get to draw 2 initiative cards, and that will hopefully help us out in being able to quickly flee from this battle. But a couple notes from last time. A viewer, I'll try to say his name correctly if I can, Dorigo Allagash. Sorry if I said that name wrong. He has left some really useful and insightful comments, and he also let me know that I have not been counting willpower, so I went ahead and took a look at that. And actually, going back over the last episode, we are now at full willpower with Rab, and we are pretty close 8 willpower with Deedlit. So both characters have been getting a lot of banes, and they've got plenty of willpower, and we haven't really had a lot of occasions to use willpower, but maybe that's going to come up more as we go. And then also in the morning, I forgot to calculate the experience that they earned. So we are now up to 6 experience with both Deedlit and Rab here, coming into the morning of day 6. And one other note also is that Dorigo Allagash let me know is that when you are training, you need to do the quarter day. You take a quarter day essentially rest, but that's actually your training period. And then if you do succeed in that training period, then later you need to do like a sleep action. I guess it would be kind of like your nightly sleep action. And at that point, you actually spend the experience and gain the skill. And it's not that big of a deal, but it seems like a little bit of kind of a fiddly rule. So I'm just going to actually do it the way that I did it, which is that you are required to take out a quarter day of rest or sleep, and during that time you can train, and if you complete the role, then you do get the skill right then and there. And it doesn't necessarily make it any easier. I guess it does make it a little bit faster, but I'm choosing this house rule more for just simplicity and less probably dumb mistakes that I might end up making or things that I'll forget about. So we will just do it the way that I did it in the last episode. And all right, I think now we can get into this combat here. And with any luck, it won't be much of a combat. We're gonna shuffle the initiative cards. All right, so we're gonna draw initiative here, and we'll just have Deedlit go first, and she's gonna get to draw 2 cards and take the best of the 2. And she got 1 and 2, so she's definitely going to take 1. The 2 we're going to shuffle back in, and then we'll have Rab take his initiative draw, and he has drawn 7, so we've got 1 and 7. Not the best draw for Rab, but It'll work. Sorry, Rab. I keep saying Rab all the time. All right, now we'll draw for the trolls, and that's a 3. And I think what we'll do for the trolls is we'll just put them all on the 3. So it's basically going to be Deedlit and then trolls and then Rab. So no pressure on Deedlit here to be able to run away. So in order to run, we need to make a move roll. And if we go ahead and look at Deedlit's skill here, she has 2 points of agility damage, so I think that's going to affect her move. Yeah, so normally she would have 6 dice for this move roll, but it's only going to be 4 in this case due to that agility damage. So she will get 3 attribute dice and 1 skill dice. And yeah, we're going to really hope that this goes off okay. And oh, we did not get anything there, except for we did get a Bane. So we're definitely gonna push this. And another Bane and no 6. Wow. Okay, so that's 2 more agility damage for Deedlit here. And wow, luckily she has 5 agility, because otherwise she would be basically broken right now. So that's very, very bad. Now all the trolls are going to get their chance to move. So they will all move into the near range here, and they're kind of big, so we don't really have much space there. And the trolls are going to get to attack. So I'm coming back here after playing 3 rounds ahead in the combat and realizing a really big mistake, which is that I forgot to take into account any defensive actions such as dodges and parries, and I also forgot to take into account any armor. So as you can imagine, the combat was going very badly. Not that this really may end up helping that much, because we are certainly in a very bad position here, having just had so much bad luck to get to where we are right now. But I am going to play the replay the fight again, starting from this point, because of not taking into account those defensive attributes of the combat here. So we'll see if dodging and parrying or armor will help us out very much as we go forward. So right now the trolls are going to attack us. Okay, so to determine who the trolls are going to attack, I'll just roll a 1d6, and 1 to 3 is going to be Rab, and 4 to 6 will be Deedlit. So that's a 6, so they're going to be going after Deedlit first. So we'll have this troll here attack. We're going to have to roll for his attack. What he's going to do, he's going to be doing 3. So let's see what attack that's going to be. So the 3 is going to be the troll throw. Is going to lift the adventurer into the air and throw her as if she were a ragdoll. And we'll roll 12 base dice with a weapon damage of 1. And if hit, the adventurer lands prone at a short distance from the troll. So the way I read that is we're going to be throwing 12 dice, and every 6 is going to count as 1 damage. I believe is how that's going to be going. So let's get 12 dice here. That's going to be 8 dice there, and then 9, 10, 11, 12 if we use those black dice as well. So we'll see how this goes. There's 1, 6, and yeah, it just looks like 1, 6. So that's only 1 point of damage. That's not too bad. Now, if we have Deedlit roll for her armor, so we're going to be taking some crushing damage here, I suppose, and she's going to be able to roll 6 dice for that. So I've only got 4 gear dice, so we'll just throw in a couple of these attribute dice here as well. And she was able to get 1, 6, so she will not take any damage there from that attack. But she is going to be knocked prone here as a result of that attack. So we'll put her prone there. And then we're going to have the next troll is going to go. So we'll roll to see who they will attack. That's a 6, so they will attack Deedlit again. And then we'll roll to see what attack it's going to be. And that is a 2. and that is going to be the terrible bite. So the troll is going to open its foul-smelling mouth and bite an adventurer. Roll for the attack with 8 base dice, and weapon damage is 2, and this is considered to be blunt force damage. And the adventurer is grappled and stuck in the jaws of the troll. Oh, great. Okay, so 8 base dice, weapon damage of 2. So we've got 8 here. And there is 1 6, unfortunately. So that's going to be 2 damage. And the Deedlit is also grappled as well. And we're going to see if the armor is going to work here. So we need 6 dice again for the armor. And the armor does prevent 2 damage. So that's excellent there. So that means that Deedlit is not going to take any damage, but I guess that she is now being grappled from that attack. She is being grappled, unfortunately. So that is very, very, very unfortunate. All right. So now we'll roll for the last one here. And that's a 5, so it's going to attack Deedlit again. She just cannot get a break. And now he's going to be doing the 4, which is the sweeping strike. And using its long, knobby arms, the troll makes a sweeping attack, hitting all adventurers within arm's length. Roll for the attacks using 8 base dice and weapon damage of 1. All right, so are we at arm's length right now? We're at nearby, aren't we? I don't think that Rab is at arm's length. Yeah, so we're at nearby. So it's really only going to be able to hit Deedlit. That seems kind of strange. I think that should really say nearby, really, but okay. So 8 base dice and weapon damage of 1. Okay. So we get 8 base dice. But anyway, the trolls have only moved into nearby range. They only spent 1 fast action moving into nearby range at this point. And that's going to be 1 dice there. Was that a D1 or was that 1 damage or 2? That's going to be 1 damage. So Deedlit will roll for armor here. And we've got 6. And she is able to prevent that damage, so she will not take any damage so far, but she is grappled, so that's still really unfortunate because you're going to have to worry about getting her out of the grappling in order to run away here. So now Rab is going to have his turn, and I don't know if Rab is able to help Deedlit with this roll, with this grappling roll. If Rab runs away right now, then he's going to be leaving Deedlit behind because she is grappled. And so we really got to do something about this. All right, yeah, so looking at the help from others rule here, we're going to have Rab help Deedlit to break free. That's going to take Rab's slow action for this turn. And that's going to give a +1. In this case for Deedlit to break free. And essentially we're going to be using up our entire turn of both Rab and Deedlit here trying to do this. So for Deedlit to break free, she is going to need to use the melee skill. So right now her melee skill is going to be 2 plus 4 strength, so she's gonna have 6. So she's gonna have 7 here, so that's pretty good actually. So let's get her 2 skill dice, and then 4 attribute dice, and then also 1 more dice for the assistance from Rab. So yeah, she's got 7 dice here. And of course she does not get a 6, but there is no Bane, so we will definitely push this. And she does get 2 6s, so that's excellent. So she is now broken free. And both characters do still have a fast action. Unfortunately, fleeing is a slow action, but in the next turn, we could do dodge or parry, so we will take that into account in the next turn. So now it is back to the turn of all of the trolls here, and we'll go ahead and roll to see who they're going to attack. And that's a 6. Once again, they're going to go after Deedlit. And we'll roll to see what attack this is going to be. And that is also a 6, which is going to be the stink breath. And the troll clears its throat with a thunderous sound and then vomits a cloud of bile and stinking marsh gas in the faces of the adventurers. Each adventurer within near range suffers an attack using 7 base dice that causes damage to empathy. All right, so our armor is not going to help us at all here with this. So there's going to be 7 base dice, and we've got 4, 5, 6, 7 there. And this is going to affect both Rab and Deedlit. And oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s there. That is absolutely terrible. And there's nothing that we can do to defend against this. So both of them have suffered just the maximum of empathy here. Both of them are broken on empathy, and I don't really know what that's going to mean in combat. I think it's going to mean that, you know, maybe they can't work together. They can't really think too logically about things. And I don't think that this breath attack cannot be dodged or parried, I don't think, because this is like an area of effect attack. So now that they are broken with empathy, what is that going to mean for them in the combat? So on empathy, you break down in despair or self-pity, and you must either explode in a violent outburst, kicking and breaking everything around you, or withdrawing from everyone around you. In other case, you're uncommunicative until you've recovered a point of empathy. Okay, so they're just uncommunicative, so they're not going to basically they're not going to help each other, because they're just their wits are, well, not their wits, but they're not going to help each other essentially. I don't really know how else to interpret that as far as being in combat. So but it will definitely have some other bad points if we get outside of combat, but of course if we can actually survive here, it'll be worth it. So that's going to take care of the one troll, and then the next troll is going to attack Rab, getting a 1 there, and then he's going to be doing the number 3 attack, which is the troll throw, and he's also going to be trying to lift him into the air and throw him. And how many dice was that? That was 12 base dice. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 here. And there is 1, 2, 3. There's 3 6s there. And then let's look at Rab's armor. Rab does not have as much armor as Deedlit, so yeah, he's only got 3 for his armor roll. So we're gonna roll 3 dice for Rab here, and he does get 1 6, so he will only take 2 points of damage. So Rab is now his strength has now been halved here, so he's only got 2 points of strength left, and he has also been knocked prone by that. Oh yeah, but he could have tried to dodge that, so let's actually do that first. Let's go ahead and try to dodge that first. So if he wanted to, well, he could dodge or parry, so which one was going to be better for him? If he did dodge, his agility would be, he would have 3 dice, and if he did parry, he would have had 5 dice if he parried. So let's go ahead and go with a parry. Let's see if he could have actually parried that, and he did. So he got a 6, so he did parry that attack. So we will retain our strength there, and Rab is not knocked prone for now, because both of them do have 1 fast action still available at this point. Okay, so now for the final troll. A 1 is going to be attacking Rab, and he's going to be doing the attack number 5. which is the good beating, and he's going to grab an adventurer and throw them into the other one. And it's 10 base dice, and unfortunately, if this hits, they're both going to be knocked prone. So that's really bad. All these attacks that these trolls do are extremely, extremely difficult to deal with. Okay, so we're going to have 9 base dice here. And they have got 3 6s. So now they both need to roll their armor. So Rab got nothing, so he did not block any of that damage, unfortunately. So that's 3 points of strength damage. And he is going to be knocked prone, and he is thrown into Deedlit. And then now we'll see if Deedlit can block any of this damage. And she also did not block any of this damage, so she's going to be taking 3 points of strength damage as well. And now they are both prone, and suddenly things are not looking very good. But now it is finally our chance to flee here, because both of them can stand up. It's simply just a quick action for them to stand up. And then we can have... right now it is Rab's turn, so we're going to have Rab try to roll for an escape, for fleeing. And in order to flee, he is going to need to do a slow action using his move. And so his move is going to be 1 point there. And then so he's going to have 3 dice here, 1 skill dice and 2 attribute dice. And he does get a 6. So the party is able to flee from the fight. Yeah, that was very, very bad. So we are finally able to flee, and not a moment too soon. And both characters are pretty severely damaged. They're broken on empathy, which I don't really know how to play out the empathy, how that's going to work. But now that they have escaped from the combat, we can probably go about having them heal up and try to recover, and hope that nothing else befalls them before they can set up a camp and recover. But that's going to take care of this episode. So thank you all very much for joining me, and they are still just barely alive after so much bad luck, but yeah, they're still just barely alive at this point. And wow, it's really, really tough to deal with combat in Forbidden Lands. It's incredibly dangerous, and I feel like the characters are just constantly trying to just barely survive. So it is absolutely brutal. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.